Hello, world. I have a game, Transportation Fever 2. I know for a fact I've played this game before. I think I 100% believe that. But it was probably a long time ago that I played it. I buy a lot of these build and infrastructure style games, play them for a while, uninstall them, especially with the switching computers. So it might as well be a new experience to me. It also has received some updates, I know, in the past, so who knows if the game even plays the same. But for this first episode, we're going to just go through the campaign, and we'll just keep going through the campaign, and if we soldier all the way through the entire campaign, then we'll do free play. And then in the free play, I'll be reading comments and stuff, and I'll be deciding what we'll be doing in free play based on comments. But for now, let's just do the campaign.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world.
All right.
America, in the midst of the 19th century. In the Nevada Territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity.
Alrighty then. And we're starting, it looks like we're starting in the railroad era. I know that this is not specifically a train-only game, but trains are just a huge part of movement. If you want to move large quantities of freight from any location to any other location, you are going to use a train for land, a boat for water, and a plane for air. And of course you have trucks and stuff like that, but when it comes to quantities of what you're moving, trains are always going to be king. And in the Old West, like they said, it was just easier to use a train because you can just lay down the rails right on the ground. Very little water. It just always seemed to work. And mines use rails all the time, of course, because you cannot drive most vehicles down mines unless you smooth out the path, which is quite expensive. But you can always lay down rail because you put down the sleepers and the rail on top of them. Like old mines, you'd wedge rocks and stuff to get the rails to be level, and then you'd take up the rails again and move them to another section of the mine when that mine taps out. Load time. But I'm always a big fan of trains. I like trains. It amazes me how bright my room gets on this camera, because it's dark in here to me. To me, it's dark.
Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Wanna get rich?
Wow, the volume in this is blowing my eardrums out at the
Then you're
moment.
in just the right place.
Don't know how the volume is for you guys, but for me, it is loud.
Gold rush fever holds sway in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon. Soon, you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head.
What a weird size comparison. You'll be hauling out them gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. I'm not exactly familiar with how big a cat's head is, I'm sorry to say. Alright, is the game, like, paused, or... Sorry, I don't know where to move me in all this yet. I'll find a place for me here soon. You know, how about over here? No, that's where my logs are. Or no, maybe. that's some kind of log indication. It's been a while since I've played this game. I know I've played it, I just don't remember when. Alright, I'm moving me over into this corner. So if I want to see if the camera's still running, I just look over here like that.
Get an overview and find out where the riches lie.
I'm not seeing any gold mine. I think he was fibbing to me on that one. Okay, so yeah, it is a fully rotational map.
Discover the entrance to the tunnel.
Yeah, there's the gold mine.
What a promising claim. Even build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs.
Alright, so here is a logging area right here. You don't need to tip me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Alright.
Explain
There's
to
a
the
road
sort
depot.
of thick-skulled driver which route he should take.
And there's another road depot over here, so... Oh, that's neat. I can click on those, okay. I'm starting to remember. I am starting to remember. New line. From this road depot...
Now, there's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts, too.
Alright. So from this stop 1 to this stop 2, and I'm going to name this route. I'm going to get in the habit of that right now, because it's going to get confusing quick. Logs to mine. And that did not... Logs to mine. Alright, so this is logs to mine. What a wonderful name for the route, but that's just what they're doing. They're taking the logs, taking them to the mine. And I want a road depot for the purposes of something. You can't tell me where to put it. Oh no, you can tell me where to put it. Alright then.
Everything's all set. Now, all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood.
Buy a vehicle. I'm gonna buy 3.
A sturdy vehicle. The transport can get started. It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck.
So I do like that. You don't just get ore from a mine. The mine requires logs in order to continue mining, either to burn for fuel or to perform mining operations like bracing or laying down new sleepers or stuff like that. Ah, product placement. Coke, pay me. Alright. Waiting. Okay, I have to wait until the stuff actually produces something. So, we have the logging place. Looks like they have a large abundance of logs being stored. Okay. And they're just being moved down the lane over to here. Though honestly, I kind of want to get a train to do that job. Even though it's not that far. You know, I'm a train guy. That's just what I'm going to do. It's just what I want to do. Can't help myself. Can I build roads? No, it's not going to let me click on stuff right now.
Ha! Not everything that glitters is gold. Maybe your poker partner was sharper than you thought. Despite all the hardship, the mine only brings in a few chunks of silver ore. At best, you ought to get rid of it before it ruins you. Luckily, you greenhorns constantly get stranded.
You have
in
little
Virginia
knowledge.
City, who you can peddle that confounded pit to for good money. So, you got rid of the silver mine for a decent amount. Time to invest this money in a lucrative venture. And there's an excellent opportunity. All the ore from the mine must be transported to the silver mills down by the river. A railroad that takes over the transport would be a promising venture.
So, for those of you who might not know about silver, silver is actually, in a weird way, more valuable than gold. Even though gold's price far exceeds silver. I think right now, even in the modern era, it far exceeds silver. But what most people don't realize about... Wait, how do I rotate this? Hang on, I'm N? Oh, okay. Ah. Well, you're the ones who put a thing in my way. Oh, and here, I'm gonna have to demolish that road. I can't access the bulldozer. What is wrong with you people? There we go, smaller.
The terrain is treacherous and requires a few very twisted curves.
Not letting me build roads. I can't connect it. They want me to finish the track first. Okay. Alright. It requires turns and tunnels and all that stuff. I love how scenic this is. I bet we are never going to see something this, scenic for the rest of the game. This is like their perfect little thing that they wanted us to see and have, and we'll never see it again. At least that's my prediction. That's a little toot. Oh, they're just forcing me to connect them. Okay.
Build a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley.
It's very convenient that I already own this station in this city, right? Because if I didn't own it, then chartering trains would be quite complicated now, wouldn't they? Alright, so I'm going to pause for this part. That way I don't lose any more money. I don't want to lose money, but my earnings is pretty good. New lane. This.
A respectable railroad calls for a proper railroad yard.
Yes, that is correct. What should I name this line? I'm going to name it... How about you don't interrupt me with your tips to do things and build things at places? Ah, and you always pick the dumbest locations for them. Alright, so this is my rail... That's not a yard, that's a shed. That's where you, build and maintenance the trains. It's not a yard. And why is it in the middle of freaking nowhere? You understand that people have to get to this thing, right?
A truly well-done structure. Now it just needs to be connected.
I love how you're forcing me to connect it in only one direction. That kind of annoys me.
It's high time to buy a beautiful locomotive together with a few freight cars.
Alright. Buy a vehicle. Oh, I love this. So early locomotives were a lot like early cars in that you bought the frame, the physical thing that moves down the track or down the road or whatever. That's what you buy. That's what the people who make it are going to sell you. You're not buying the seat, you're not buying the cab, you're buying the train. Oftentimes what you'd have to do if you were a railroad company and you bought 6 engines is you'd have to build your own cab or hire a local someone who knows woodworking and stuff to build the cab around the engine, and you'd have to hire people to keep those cabs up. And it was perfectly normal for a train to get ripped apart down to this bare bones layer, and then built back up all over again, and it would look like a completely different train just because they changed around the cab. I actually used to have some models in my collection that were my model train collection that are the exact same train but with different cabs because they're owned by different railways. How many cars can this thing haul? Power, ooh, lifespan of 7 years. That's pretty accurate to these early trains, but of course a lot of them ended up having much longer lifespans than 7 years. Many of them are still around today, like 150 some years old. Top speed 40. Power. It doesn't specifically say how much weight is 20 tons, so... Friction coefficients. Tractive effort. Someone on Discord just messaged me, but they know not to message me while I'm recording. I wonder who and why. Top speed, capacity. I don't know. I'm just gonna put a bunch of cars on it. Nope, that was a mistake. Or maybe it wasn't? One, two, three, 4, 6. A nice long train. Huh? Did I screw up? I think I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up. Let me edit. Let me edit this train. Yeah, I have to put cars physically on the train. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I screw up? Okay, is this bugging out because I've screwed up and the game is not cooperating with me? Or is it because of the tutorial? Because tutorials, they think they're making things easier by limiting the player's options, but they're actually making things harder because they prevent the player from fixing their own mistakes. Product placement. Yep, I have an engine only, and no cars attached to it because I thought it would be like a real train thing where you just buy the trains and the cars and you charter where the cars are meant to service and where the engines are meant to service. See, because the cars don't belong to the train. They're not attached to the engine. Let me see if I can edit this selection and add some cars.
What a handsome iron horse.
There we go.
Descended on its maiden journey.
You see, what I like in train simulation games when you're doing this is a little bit of realism. Because that's the whole point of these simulating games. These cars do not stay attached to this train at all times. These cars are not property of this engine, they're property of the railway. And they go to the individual areas where they're selected to go and be staffed and be maintained and be filled, and they'll be filled on their own time. The train shows up with empty cars, detaches from them, goes get full cars, attaches to those full cars, and takes them elsewhere. It doesn't just sit around waiting to be loaded up. So that's gonna bug me. That's gonna bug me a lot. Alright, we gotta deliver the silver ore, so I'm just gonna... It's gonna go all the way there. It's gonna go all the way down to that town, and then back, and we'll have not delivered any ore. I made a mistake. Also, there's just not enough rails here for what this is. This should have some outside rails for keeping cars and other rolling stock. And this should have some outside rails and stuff, but whatever. I'll just accept it. Do I want to do bonus tasks just yet? No, I'll do the main stuff, then I'll do bonus tasks. Unless I get locked out of doing the bonus tasks. I don't know. Maybe I'll listen to it.
Let's have a big round of applause.
Can I move myself to this corner instead? Alright, that should work. That should work. Sorry, I just never know. See, a lot of games are actually designing it now to where they have a free corner specifically for streamers. And we've all seen it. But, use cockpit cam. What is that?
Hooray! There's no end to the rejoicing. It's all thanks to you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, but it's such a pretty game. This is such a beautiful looking game. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, the sound is a little bit on, get rid of that. The sound's a little annoying because it's on a weird kind of loop that isn't connected with the physical object. It just gets louder as I go near the physical object, but those pistons and stuff, it does make sense with the sound. It's out of sync. Only I would notice that, though, so I'll let it slide. Is there any way for me to build my own rail yet? Because I want to fix some stuff that's really bugging me. I'm going to make this as realistic as possible of a railway, even though it doesn't run that way. Just for me. Just for me. I'm going to do that. Alright. Is it delivering silver ore now? Is that full of silver ore? No, it's still empty. What's going on here that it's not delivering the silver ore? Is it because this thing can't touch this thing? Is this not connected? Can I not build roads to connect them? You know what? Maybe I can trick them into being connected. Don't want to lock myself out of anything, but... There we go. Don't know what I just did, but it was something. Ooh, and it looks nice. It looks so nice. I kind of want to make this pretty. I want to make it pretty. There, now it's connected. See, but that's what drives me crazy about tutorials. I can't fix my own mistakes. Or very small, like, game glitchy. If you make a tutorial that limits the player, you have to make that tutorial 100% what you have to do. You know, functional. I was going to just run out of money sitting here thinking I did everything right and not knowing why. Like, they never explain, hey, this has to be attached to this. Like, go ahead and break the fourth wall a little bit. Tell me what this game is doing, you know? Because I really want to build a road and attach this depot area to a road, but I can't. Instead, I have to attach it at this point. which blocks me from doing what I want to do with my extension of the track, but oh well, I'll just accept that. For now. See, because this is a steam engine, and how did it turn around? I'm gonna have to watch this, because it is a steam engine. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're about to, because I'm gonna geek out about it for a little bit. Also, I really want to build like a shortcut, just to cut out time. As cool as this pass is, it's a very beautiful thing. If it were a passenger train where you're just looking at scenery, oh yeah, that's going straight into preservation. Because people will pay money just to go on that. But in the end of the day, freight trains want to be as short as possible. So cut out that huge loop and cut seconds, hours, accumulate very quickly. Now let me see how this thing turns around.
Thanks to your railroad, silver smelting is moving fast and furious. Meanwhile, all sorts of fine ladies and high-class gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets. Find out about the needs of your future passengers.
Horrific. Truly horrific. Trains can't just magically jump on the... Thomas, go. Trains can't magically jump one way to the other. Oh, what is this? Oh!
Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town.
Oh! I can see what's residential, what's commercial, what's industrial. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I just sneezed. It was a dry one, too. Didn't like it. Wintertime. So, I gotta move around my head again. I'm just gonna constantly move my head through this thing, aren't I? So I have to build stops? I'm betting bus stops. Are these freight stops or bus stops that I'm building? Like, what am I doing here? It looks like I'm doing transportation.
Make sure your coaches don't miss any stops.
Okay. Alright, before I build a road depot, let's go ahead and make the new line. New line. Let's name it Carson. Cool. Oh, that's not local. Let's just do Carson Inner. Or just remind me that this is contained within Carson City. It doesn't go outside of that. So, Inner. And if I misspell anything, you'll deal with it. See, and right now I'm paying a lot of money for everything because this game, right, this game is having me pay more money for things because I own them without actually being able to use them. So I'm kind of broke at the moment. Do I not have a road depot over here? I don't. How do I get a road depot? Add a stop. Oh, I gotta connect it to that. Okay. Okay.
Build a depot where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait.
See, it'd be okay if I did a couple of things out of order and wonky, and it wouldn't matter as long as I just kept going. I'd realize my own mistake. But by forcing me into this weird tutorial, you are preventing me from doing anything about it. I'm never going to get this square, am I?
Purchase a few coaches with horses so that you can get started.
Coaches. Buy vehicle. I'm assuming it's talking about cargo and not people, but let's go ahead and do people first. It never really... Coaches, yeah, it's talking about people. I'm gonna do 4. Do Carson Inner.
Great! The first passengers are already waiting.
They're very excited about this. What?
The Territorial Enterprise reports. A beast is up to no good in the area. According to eyewitnesses, it leaped from tree to tree, was at least 10 feet tall, had a shaggy black pelt, and enormous feet. Ask the reporter what it's all about. The reporter, a certain Mr. Clemens, has revealed his source to you. An old good-for-nothing by the name of Sam Hawkins. He's supposed to be in the saloon in Virginia City. Could be it means buying him a couple of shots of hard liquor before he comes up with the truth.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out why this is reporting an issue, but I don't, for the life of me, know what that issue is. Is it just that it's not making money yet? Or is it that that there's an error with it, or... You know what? I'm thinking this is a cargo depot. That's what it is. It's that we had passenger coaches going to a cargo depot that couldn't let on passengers. Okay, now, how do I buy this guy some liquor?
The good man was happy to provide information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought him. Word has it that it gobbles up whole cows and picks the remains out of its teeth with a wagon tongue. Our informer thinks it's hanging around near the Ponderosa Ranch, if he's not mistaken.
Okay.
Where not too long ago there was nothing more than a dreary two-bit town, a magnificent little city now flourishes, thanks to your transportation services.
City? It's still a
Locals even
two-bit
call it
town.
The miracle of Carson City. More and more people want to try their luck there. Obstacles shouldn't be put in their way. Get into the passenger business. Your tickets will be the hottest item in town. Make sure that the rest of the world is finally connected to Carson City, a veritable boom town.
No. No, you are not having me build a rail line like that. No. 2 dead-end stations in the same... Oh. Oh, no. Why? And it wants it to be a passenger station, which I know I can configure them in both ways, probably, but... Oh, and it's not going to let me. And I have to destroy someone's house to do this. Why do you want me to be destroying people? Look at that. I destroyed someone's house. And I had to pay for it too, I think. Each section of a track is its own gradient, and I kind of want it to go with the curves of the land rather than completely against it, because see, I'm having to dig out a lot of land by doing that. If I use shorter tracks, though, it'll go up and down. Which isn't what you want on a real train. On a real train, you want it as straight as possible, because trains fight and struggle up and down hills, but...
Buy a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City.
How am I going to buy a train arrangement when you didn't let me connect? I'm connecting them. Oh, I'm connecting them. Screw you, I'm connecting them. Can I still build rail? Have I been barred from building track? Alright. There. Alright. Too extreme a curve. There we go. And now I should... Hey, remember that thing I wanted to do? Well, I'm about to do it because this thing is designed weird. And I can't, because this is now a dead-end station. Let me see if I can just tighten... Oh, they're killing me on this game. They are killing me. I don't want to build multiple road depots, and I have to pay for them with taxes every single, or with upkeep and stuff. There's a cost for each new road depot, so I only want one per map, if I can help it, because I don't have to pay for rail, but I do have to pay for these things. All right, so we gotta buy a passenger train. Okay, I think 2 cars ought to be enough for right now. We're going to make a new line between here and here. And I kind of want it to also come up here and connect this town so people can get back and forth there too, but that'll be a whole nother train probably. That'll be later. Because that train's also going to have to run on the same rail as the cargo train. So I'm going to have to put a bypass, or, you know, a siding or something. And let's name this, Carson Reno. My cat just walked into the room. Gotcha. I gotcha. There is no struggling. Look at that camera. Look at it. Look at it. Good kitty. Be gone now, Tasha. That's Natty Cat, or Natasha. She's named after the minigun from Team Fortress 2. I'm just constantly moving my own head, aren't I? You know, I've never used anything down here. That's kind of a weird spot to put it, but whatever. Oh, I was supposed to attach more passenger carriers to it. Okay, well, let's look for... We're going to add another one then.
We're off and running.
I wanted two.
Dead set on riding your beautiful railroad.
Yeah, and it's going down there. It's connecting.
There's firewood up in Glenbrook that'll get the steam engines in the silver works puffing real nice. But watch out that you don't cross paths with the Cartwrights from the Ponderosa Ranch. They're not the kind of folks to tangle with. You barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Now get a respectable load of logs down to the valley as fast as possible before the ranchers come back again. Now, old Cartwright and his son didn't take too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa Ranch. Apparently you're not the first to be hot on the monster's heels. The rancher claims that dozens laid siege to their land, but just when he was about to run them off, they hurried away towards Lake Tahoe with a paper hot off the presses in their hands. The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body was committed to the waters of Lake Tahoe, where it will sink to a depth of over 600 feet, be encased motionless in a block of ice, and shrink to the size of a small child due to the high pressure. Well, guess not much can be done about that.
Okay, so we done fought a monster. I didn't feel like I did that much, but, alright. Well, let's go ahead and name one of these little towns over here Camp Crystal Lake, and... Weird. It's a weird game. A lot of people, though. A lot of people. Now, what do I want to do next? Bring people to Carson City. That's currently happening as we speak. What do you got? Alright, you got 42 people on you. And bring people to the other... Okay, so transport people back and forth. That's what it wants me to do. Can I build roads? I can't build roads yet. It won't let me build roads. Why won't it let me build roads? Oh, man, I hate tutorials. Because now I'm going to finish this... I'm going to finish this entire map, and I'll have no reason to stay, and I really want to build it up. But whatever, it's a tutorial level, so you know, we'll probably end up leaving the second I'm done with all the quests. Anyway, kind of a bummer though. Excuse me. But see, with a railroad, you'd never have just the raw things sitting at the station. That there is no... That was a lot of sudden wind effect. That was weird. Can we go back to being quiet, please? Yeah, but with a railroad, you don't have cargo sitting at the depot station thing. That, you know, there's no stations for cargo with trains typically, unless you're offloading to a small community or something like that, where it might be like mail. Typically they'd have a yard with multiple lines, all for carrying the various trains that are all ready to go, and a shunter to arrange them.
The silver business is doing splendidly. The cluster of pathetic shacks has become the swankiest town in the whole West, where you find the most exquisite shops, the best saloons, and the loveliest ladies of ill repute far and wide. Many an opportunity suggests itself to spend those silver dollars you so richly deserved. Your railroad business is the real gold mine in the state of Nevada.
Okay then. But yeah, there should be multiple lines here. A shunter to move the trains in place. The cars physically belong to this mine or the railroad company, one of the two. or they're usually considered a transfer ownership deal, whereas if it's on your property, you own it at that time. You are responsible for its well-being. And then when it's on the railroad's property, the railroad is responsible for it. So if anything goes wrong, they are the ones responsible. And then the train should come up, take the cars, and just go, because it's the one that has to deal with the schedule. But, you know, that's a small amount of realism, and it would change this game in a big way. So am I done now? Is that all? Nope, there's... Okay, deliver logs from this ranch. Ah, okay. Okay, they want logs, and I can get them from here. Should I do that via road or train? It's pretty steep. I gotta do train. And that means I have to build some kind of road depot? Or a road station thing? Is there a cargo stop that takes... Nope, I gotta build one of these. Okay. No, one on this side. Efficiency. Efficiency is everything. Is there a... Nope. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Alright. There we go. New line, I'm not even going to bother to name it. Road depot, buy some vehicles, these guys. I'm going to do 7 of them because I just want it done with. And there we go. And there we go, that's it. Those vehicles are going to deliver the logs, and then we'll be done with this level, because they have made me do things I never thought I'd have to do. I would have liked if it gave me some kind of goal, ultimately, but I guess it's a tutorial level, so I can't complain that much. I would have liked the goal to be, hey, perform this, perform this well economically, because I'm pretty certain I've spent more money than what I had originally. Right? And I haven't earned it back yet. And earnings are still in the negative, so something is not right. Maybe if I had more trains and more, because I have to pay for every station. So if I had more stuff, I'd probably be earning more money. If I could put some people services down here too, I'd probably be earning a little bit more. I still can't build roads. It still won't let me just build roads. Yeah, I'm done with this level. We're moving on. Second them logs are done, and I will have 100%ed it. We are done. We're out. So I'll do the secondary quests as soon as possible. That's how it's looking. Make sure there's plenty of logs to grab. More storage. I don't like that it's storing the logs. So I guess this is like a storage area for the cargo, which makes a little bit more sense for roads. And it makes a tiny bit more sense for this too, if that's a storage area. But why is it connected to the main line, Should it be over here somewhere or here? I don't know. It bugs me. For a game that's all about logistics, they're skipping some of the logistics of this stuff. Yeah. You kind of have to like that, don't you? Manage train. Add some more cars to that. I might as well. I mean, if I'm still just waiting, I'm just going to play with things. I could put a second train on here to continue shipping the shipping the stuff, but I don't think I can do that right at this moment because... Yeah, I don't have signals, do I? Or are they going to just phase right through each other? Oh no, there's signals. I just can't access them at the moment.
Thanks to the supply, silver ore processing is running at full swing, which means your transport.
Alright. Yes. I've achieved everything possible on this level. So that's it. We're going to move on to the next one. I'm going to record... I'll record that in a new episode. So this was Transportation Fever, the tutorial. Part 1, whatever. It's driving me a little crazy, but I also like it. I really do like the game, because it's fun. If you... Why is there wind? You know what? I'm turning sound effects down. Audio. Voiceover. Sound effects. Let's... There we go. Can hear myself think again. But yeah, if you liked this game, if you want to see me play more of it, all you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It's for free. You won't regret it. Or if you do regret it, you can always undo it. You know, that's an option. It really helps me out. It lets me know what I'm making is good content and stuff. And I do enjoy doing it, so... I guess I'll see you in the next episode. And for now, I'm going to be saying... Bye-bye!